Baker and Eastman had a quarrel. Pictures will be all over the evening news.
That's good for your senator, isn't it? What's he like, Fallon?
What do you think he's like?
I don't know. I'd say he's pretty lucky.
You mean about the shooting?
Yeah. He's gotten pretty famous in a hurry. Is he that special, or did you do that?
Some of it.
You're good at that, aren't you?
I guess so. They say I am.
How'd you get into this politics thing?
I was a college freshman in '68, the year America went mad. Riots at the Democratic Convention, the murder of Dr. King, the murder of Bobby Kennedy. After all that, there was a lot of us that didn't feel at home here anymore. So when I graduated, I took practical nursing and joined the Peace Corps.
The Peace Corps? I don't know, it just seems like something from another age.
It was the last refuge for people with ideals.
How long did that last?
2 years. When my tour ended in Honduras, I wanted to stay on, but the trouble with the guerrillas was already starting. Anybody who wanted to stay had to work for the government and take small arms training from the Army.
So you gave it up?
No. I did my nursing with a Smith & Wesson on my hip.
You? You carried a gun?
Yes, me. I took it for another 2 years, and then I came home and found a job in Houston.
Is that where you met Fallon?
He was just a school teacher running for city council. But you know, even then, people looked up to him, believed in him.
So you fell for him? None of my business, huh?
Why is your partner in Houston today?
Oh, you heard about that, huh?
Yes, I heard about that, and I don't like it. Why is he investigating Terry?
You gotta understand about Mancuso. He doesn't believe in anything anymore. He doesn't know good from bad or black from white. He's just an angry guy.
You shouldn't apologize for him. It doesn't become you.
Look, there's a lot about this Martinez thing that you don't know.
Like what?
I'm going to Miami with you.
I can't comment on the F.B.I. investigation at this time.
What took you so long?
I just saw the pictures of Baker and Eastman.
Forget the pictures, they're not important.
Oh, of course not. They just make the Baker administration look like an episode of Family Feud.
Those FBI jerks found out Martinez was poisoned with AIDS.
What? How?
They saw the autopsy report before it was altered.
But you assured me...
I was wrong. The old one, Mancuso's off on some fool's errand to Texas, but the kid, Ross, turns out to be a real go-getter. He called Fort Miller trying to track down the source of the virus.
My God.
Don't get melodramatic on me, Bill. You know what you have to do.
Now listen to me, Lou. Poisoning Martinez was one thing. He was losing the war. He had to go. But killing 2 FBI agents.
Bill, you do make rather fine distinctions. You know what happens if they trace that virus. Now stop wringing your hands and do what has to be done. The whole future of this nation may be at stake, not to mention your job. And mine.
You know, Lou, I used to think I was a hard man.
So did I.
Hey, wait a minute. Oh, you live around here?
No,
What are you doing here?
I was just taking a walk.
Got some ID?
Sure.
All these stories written by the same reporter.
Were they, sir?
How long did Sally Crane work here?
2-3 years.
She stopped writing about him in 1976. Why?
As I remember, she moved north to Pravda on the Potomac, as we call a certain Washington paper.
Was she that good a reporter?
No, she was a better writer than she was a reporter. I once told her she should try a hand at fiction. Now, that's good. But she was a believer. And Washington's a place for believers. And for fools.
It sure makes him out to be some kind of hero. She have the hots for Fallon?
Now, sir, is that really any of your business?
Right, she left for a better job.
No, she left because he married.
I've been reading about that in your society blurb. The Prince and Princess of Light. The bride glided among them like faint music heard in the stillness of a summer day. Even the mockingbird forgot his song and the prairie held its breath. A year later, the prince was on his way to Congress and the bride was wearing a straitjacket. End of fable.
Sally wrote that. She was on her way to Washington. She wanted to make his wedding her last assignment.
Did she write this out of love or out of hate?
Chris, if Terry asks where I went, just tell him the press club.
Okay. But why?
I don't want him to worry about the FBI investigating him. My God, what's that? What happened?
I don't know.
The street is closed to all non-essential traffic. Please leave your keys.
I'm Senator Fallon's press aide. What happened?
There's been a shooting.
Oh, my God. Please, excuse me.
Let it through.
Terry.
Sally.
Oh, my God, you're safe.
Sally. Gentlemen, would you excuse us, please?
Thank you.
Sally, it's all right. I'm all right.
We're so frightened.
No. No, not to worry, pretty face. Come on. Apparently, some madman shot 2 policemen in the next street.
I'm sorry. What I must look like.
Oh. You look delicious.
Terry, stop it. Terry, don't.
I spoke with Ramirez. You're going to Miami this afternoon. I'll miss you.
I can't. This whole Baker and Eastman thing.
No, you have to go. If you go down there with the FBI, Ramirez will have to cooperate.
But there's so much to do here.
Ramirez is an old man. He's afraid. How can any man who knows you resist you?
Don't. Please. Please. Wait, someone. Come in. Harry. Wait. No, not like that. Terry.
I want you to go home now and pack. You call Ramirez when you get there. You'll make the arrangements.
Terry, listen. This whole thing with Baker and Eastman has given us a real chance at...
No, you have to go. We have to follow this thing through. Do you understand?
I understand.
I knew I could depend on you. So this shooting, do you think it could be related?
No, don't be ridiculous. Who would want to hurt you?
So wise, and yet so innocent. That's your most beguiling quality. That's the quality about you that drives men mad.
I'm sending those to the Book of Records. America's first vice president to die of an overextended mouth.
Ah, shut up. We gotta move before Baker does. Get me Senator Fallon. What are you staring at?
A man who's about to make an ass of himself. I hear some guy from Secret Service got his head blown off at the Mayfair Hotel.
What about it?
Nothing. Just making witty conversation.
Yes.
I need you now.
Terry, you can't use me like this. I'm on my way to Miami.
It's Eastman.
What about him?
He's on his way over.
Fallon just dropped the Mr. Vice President crap. I'm in trouble, and you're circling like a vulture. You got everybody kowtowing to you, reporters standing in line ready to kiss your ring, but you don't add up to me, mister. I can't make 4 out of you, and I'm gonna find the joker in your dick.
Well, that sounds like a threat.
You're a real cutie pie, you know that?
Well, I'll tell you what I do know, Dan. I've done some checking on you, too. And I know that you don't make backroom deals. And I know that you don't have an office full of relatives. And I also know that you would like to leave Washington with your reputation intact. So I'm sitting here wondering why you are trying to bully me like a common street thug.
You're an accident. Fallon! I'm not ending my career in an accident.
History is made of accidents, Dan. Events chose me. Fate marked the place. But I was ambitious, and I was there. And I survived. Now, you can't expect me to apologize for that.
You know, Fallon, I got a hunch about you. Behind that little boy grin, I bet you're the coldest, most ambitious piece of flesh that ever came down the pike.
Now, we are all ambitious, Dan. None of us would be here in any of these jobs if we weren't driven by a passion to succeed. Now, some made it here by conniving and deceit, and others made it on merit. And you were one of those. And if you're ready to start behaving like the Vice President of the United States, then I'm willing to sit here and listen to what you came to say.
Okay. I want an arrangement. You and me. In 5 days, we go to St. Louis together. Has the ticket.
President Baker?
Baker takes a walk.
Sorry, Dan. We're not for sale.
Sally!
Sorry, I had to attend a meeting.
Here, let me take that. I was getting worried about you. You were...
Something happened, something awful.
Yeah, we heard 2 policemen got
It was
cut
that
down.
man. The man in the photograph.
Peterson? Are you sure?
Well, I thought I caught a glimpse of him.
When?
This morning. And then when I heard about the shooting...
You found him?
No, and he mustn't know he was there.
Why not?
Because I don't want him to be afraid. Look, you don't know politics. There's a lot of people who don't like what Terry stands for. They don't want him to have the power to help Latin America. These are powerful people. People capable of anything.
Well, look, nobody can get to him now. Okay, I mean, he's protected by the Secret Service. Yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
Can you find that man, Peterson?
I don't know. He's only part of the problem.
What else is there?
Other things.
For God's sake, please don't let anything happen to Terry.
I'll do everything I can.
I know you will. Thank you, David.
You love him a lot.
He's my whole world. We better go.
Well. Dan Eastman just wrote himself onto the enemy's list. This Terry Fallon's some little Boy Scout, huh? Fate chose the place, and I was there.
Well, I don't know. Did you read the part where he's telling that press girl to go to Miami?
Yeah, what about it?
You should hear the tape. He's doing something real kinky to her.
Well, what an interesting hero we have here.
Cleveland, living the life of Riley. You?
Well, I'm, roughing it here in Miami. Hey, did you hear Peterson shot 2 cops?
How do you know it was Peterson?
The press girl, Sally Crane, she saw him.
Hey, Dave, I don't like this. Guys like Peterson don't miss, and they sure as hell don't advertise. And you better watch your step with that blonde broad. The more I know about her, the more I'm sure she's trouble.
You don't know anything about her.
Oh, yeah? I know that your friend, Mr. Fallon, is a figment of her imagination.
Come on.
You come on. He was just a 2-bit history teacher running for city council before she started writing about him, and then she makes him sound like some bleeding-heart Abraham Lincoln of the Taco Federation.
You really love your fellow man, don't you, Nick?
What are you wasting your time on in Cleveland?
Well, I'm going to learn a little history myself from a sick friend.
Hey, you ever hear of a place called Fort Miller?
No, what's that?
I think it's where they got the A's to shoot up Martinez.
Nick? You sleeping?
No, not really.
When do we see Ramirez?
I called him. Now we wait for him to call us back. What?
You have freckles.
What about them?
I love freckles.
Want to take a walk on the beach?
Yale undergrad, Georgetown law.
Why the FBI?
Campus recruiter. Said it'd be exciting. Different. Something for the country.
We're a great pair of idealists.
Yeah, you in the Peace Corps.
And you in the FBI. 10 years changes a lot, doesn't it? So what did Mancuso say about me?
Nothing. He doesn't want me to,
Yes, I do know, and he's right. I like you a lot, but you're not for me, and I'm not for you.
Well, I'm glad that's settled. Come on, I'll win you Cupid doll.
Right here, come on.
afternoon, sister. Sister, I'd like to see the Mother Superior if I could. This is my identification. Sister?
Two to three.
Watkins area. Cleveland.
I think the objective is...
Yeah, I know. Yeah, sights must be out of line.
Only possible explanation.
I suppose you could do better, huh?
Well,
All right, lady. Load her up.
Okay, miss. You pump this to chamber each shot, like this. Okay?
Small arms training in Honduras?
buy you dinner?
I can't. You're the subject of an official investigation. And I can't accept gifts.
Oh. Hurt your feelings?
I'll buy the dinner, you buy the drinks.
What?
It's Mr. Brenner.
On which line, Connie?
He's in the reception room.
Lou? What brings you all the way out here?
We're all around those two FBI guys.
Practically got the young one in our gun sights. We'll close him out tonight.
2 policemen were shot to death a block from Fallon's house.
Yeah, I heard.
It was Peterson.
What?
The FBI jerks have the positive ID.
How do you know?
Never mind how I know. Just find Peterson and kill him. Now. Before he gets another crack at Fallon.
Funny. I was just about to get around to that.
What's this? Where'd you get this?
Came in the Fed mail. Could have come from anywhere in the federal government.
All right. Punch his ticket. Do it tonight.
Don't worry, Lou. I've got just the man for the job.
Wow. Now, this is what I was waiting for. That was it.
Can I ask you something?
As long as it's not about business.
If this were a date, would you let me buy you dinner?
I don't know if you wanted to.
Well, suppose I invited you, chose the restaurant, chose the wine, paid the bill. How would that make you feel?
Why should I mind?
Most men I know would find that intimidating.
Sally, believe me, if you were just another pretty girl and I was just a guy, I'd let you pick the place, pay the bill. I'd even let you sleep on the side with telephone. Okay?
Sort of.
My turn?
Go ahead.
What's in it for you? All the politicking and the shenanigans. Why do you do it?
Well, I have to leave this world a better place than I found it. I want my life to make a difference, and I'm not afraid to fight.
And working for Terry Fallon, you can do that?
Yes, in spite of anything your friend Mancuso says.
Sally, Mancuso doesn't do my thinking for me.
Yes, monsieur. What is your pleasure?
Then why is he in Houston investigating Terry?
He's not in Houston, he's in Cleveland. We'll have the stone crabs and the grilled snapper.
Yes, monsieur. And the wine?
The lady will choose the wine.
Oh, no, you're doing beautifully. Nightcap, my treat?
No thanks. I better hit the hay. Might be a long day tomorrow.
Just a quick one?
No, really, I gotta make a call.
Henry, what brings you here at this hour?
Well, we had our agents working on the Martinez assassination under surveillance.
Oh, why?
Mr. Brenner requested it. It's not unusual in national security cases.
I see.
They've come up with something.
Well, if it's important enough to bring you here at this hour, let's discuss it.
It concerns Mr. Brenner.
Yes? Henry, nobody in this administration is exempt from the law. Not you, not me, not Mr. Brenner, nobody.
Mr. President, our autopsy concluded that Colonel Martinez had AIDS.
My God, what a tragedy. That poor man.
Mr. Brenner had me alter the autopsy report before it went to the Contras.
Alter it?
To spare his wife and comrades, we deleted the reference to AIDS from the report.
Wow. Obviously. That was highly improper, but I think there's a judgment call here, Henry. You know, Colonel Martinez did an awful lot for his people, and the question is, do we allow the Nicaraguan freedom fighters to keep their hero, or does history have a prior claim to the truth?
Yes, sir. That's the way I felt. But then we monitored this conversation between our agents this evening. Agent Ross said, "You ever heard of a place called Fort Miller?" Agent Mancuso said, "No, what's that?" And Ross says, "I think it's where they got the AIDS to shoot up Martinez." And then Mancuso hung up abruptly.
Are you saying that Martinez was injected with the AIDS virus?
We assume it occurred during the blood test at Walter Reed. When our agents went to question the doctor, they found him, his wife, and housekeeper shot to death.
Murdered?
Executed.
What in the hell is going on here, Henry? Do you connect Mr. Brenner's instructions to you about the autopsy report with this phone conversation?
Not necessarily.
Do you think they're related?
I have no way of knowing.
Well, what do you think, damn it?
Mr. President, you're asking me a question I can't answer.
All right. But not one word about this to anybody.
take it easy.
Why are you following me?
Hey, I was out taking a... Oh, just a second, just a second.
Give me a wallet. Now. Right now. Come on. What the hell?
Woodville, F.B.I.
Who's the head of your zone?
Lucas, Willie Lucas.
What's his nickname? What do they call him?
Wimpy. Who the hell are you?
Ross, Washington zone.
What?
What did you think you were pulling here?
Usual. Drug dealer trying to score a few keys of smack. Hey, Ross, do me a favor, will you? Don't report this. Look, if they find out I blew this tail, they're gonna take away my promotion points.
He knew.
Come on, Ross, what do you say? Be a pal.
Mancuso, he knew I'd be tapped and tailed. That's why he sent me with her.
What? Who did what?
Mancuso.
I'm sorry, sir. Mr. Mancuso's room does not answer.
Damn it. Just a minute. Come on in.
Hi, I heard your door and... Are you all right? What happened?
Nothing.
David, what's going on? Are we in danger?
No. We're being tailed.
By who?
By the FBI. They do it sometimes in national security cases. Look, Sally, there are things about this case that I can't talk about.
What things?
I can't tell you. I just can't.
I'm sorry. You're right. Swim in the morning?
Sure.
Good night.
Good night.
Eastman just called a press conference for 10 a.m. Claims he's going to make a major announcement.
What? Where'd you hear that?
Chris just called me.
Well, why didn't he call me?
Find out what it's all about.
I'll try.
Don't try. Do it.
What? Stevie, it's Sally.
Hey, babe, been thinking about you. Hope you're looking out for number one.
Trying. What do you hear?
It's a press conference at the EOB. Something important.
You think Eastman's bowing out?
Well, he's either doing that or he's going the other way.
Which way?
Announcing for the presidency.
That's not possible.
Babe, America can put a man on the moon. They can put a fool in the White House.
Good morning. This is Laura Leslie with the WFFP News Bulletin.
We will interrupt our regularly scheduled programming to bring you live coverage of the Vice President's press conference at 10 a.m. local time. With only 4 days before the nominating convention, political insiders are betting that Vice President Eastman's hastily called press conference means that he is bowing out under pressure in favor of Terry Fallon, the charismatic young senator from Texas. Fallon has rocketed to the top of the political polls after surviving the assassin's bullets that...
Hey, kid, you got something against me? You're always calling at the worst possible time.
Hey, Nick. You recognize my voice?
Yeah. Your friend is at the Twilight Motel just south of Baltimore. Cabin 26. Okay, I got it. He's a real mean SOB, Nick. You're gonna have to kill him. Yeah, thanks. I owe you. I know.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The Vice President of the United States.
That's about as close as I can. I have an announcement to make to you today, to you and to the American people. Due to the nature of this announcement, I'll not be able to answer any of your questions. As you are no doubt aware, I have differed with President Baker on many issues during our administration, but yesterday's papers carried clear evidence that my disagreements with the President have gone beyond mere differences of opinion between teammates.
Events have created an atmosphere in which I can no longer keep silent. So this morning I've decided to take my case to the American people. Today I'm sending this letter to Representative Charles R. McDonald, Speaker of the House of Representatives, to request that he
Goodbye, Dan Eastman.
Robert Byrd reconvene the Iran-Contra Select Committee to investigate the assassination of Colonel Octavio Martinez. And along with the assassination, I am demanding that Congress investigate the foot-dragging, inadequate, and unconscionable way in which the Baker administration has obstructed the investigation of this terrible crime. According to this internal F.B.I. document, only 2 agents have been assigned to this investigation. 2 agents, when 2,000 would not have seemed enough. I also have in my possession indisputable evidence that an agent of the United States Secret Service was shot to death to prevent him from collecting information that might have led to the arrest of the killer of Octavio Martinez. This man, Stephen Philip Thomas, was murdered as he followed the trail of the assassin of Colonel Martinez. The District of Columbia Police are investigating his death as a routine hotel room burglary and homicide. Therefore, today, I call upon Congress to act where President Baker has not. I believe that this country and those that lead her must put the law ahead of politics. The killer of Octavio Martinez must be found and brought to justice. And I, for one, will press the search, even if it leads to the very inner sanctums of power. Thank you.
Chaos in Washington, film at 11.
Look, it's all right. They have no way to...
My God, if they connect me with that.
How can anyone connect you? The only people that know are Nick and me, and we're not going to say anything.
But if anybody finds out...
Don't worry, they won't.
How can you be so sure? Oh, God.
Sally, look at me. Nobody's going to find out. Mancuso's got a lead on Peterson. Tomorrow, when we get back to Washington, we're going to pick him up. Justice will plea bargain him into naming his boss, and the Martinez investigation will end. The hotel thing will be just another third-rate, who-cares crime.
Hello?
Well, what do you make of that?
Terry. Yeah, it's good. It's really good.
Why?
Oh, Eastman's past the point of no return with Baker now. I mean, he just accused him of obstruction of justice. If the FBI finds the assassin, Eastman will be laughed out of Washington.
Well, what makes you think they can find him?
Well, they might find him. And even if they don't, Baker will go down in flames. Eastman will be Judas. The convention will be screaming for a white knight, and you'll be there for them.
All right. All right. Keep in touch.
Mancuso was right. Fallon's a figment of your imagination. He's a puppet. You pull the strings.
He's a man who can be king. He's the right man at the right time, and I want him to be president. Help me. Please. Tell me what I need to know. Tell me what more there is to Martinez's assassination.
I can't.
Tell me.
Martinez was poisoned.
Poison?
Injected with AIDS virus. The White House.
Why in heaven's name was a Secret Service agent investigating the assassination?
Sir, he wasn't. We have no jurisdiction.
Wait a minute. Secret Service agent was killed, is that right?
Yes, sir. But he was on leave. He put in for the time the day after the assassination.
Then what was he doing getting his head blown off in a hotel?
I don't know. Moonlighting?
Moonlighting?
Yes, sir. Some agents do private investigations in their spare time.
That's illegal.
Who was he working for?
I don't know. All we know is that he told his partner he had to go to Cleveland for some kind of...
Cleveland? Did you say Cleveland?
Yes, sir.
What was his regular assignment?
He was assigned to executive protection.
Guarding whom?
Vice President Eastman.
Thank you, Agent Browning.
Well, Sam, I think the time has come for you to meet with Terry Fallon. That is, if you have no objections.
There are no circumstances that can justify your intrusion here, Mr. Mancuso. None in what you've told me, none that I can think of.
Mother Superior, this is a capital crime. A man was killed. The United States Senator got shot.
So you keep saying.
What's that supposed to mean?
How do I know that's why you're here?
Come on, sister. I was an altar boy. I'm a good Catholic. Would I lie to you? You can be there when I talk to her. You can even have a stenographer.
Mr. Mancuso, 12 years ago, Harriet Fallon came to us to be hospitalized. For 12 years, she has chosen to stay with those who keep the vow of silence. Like us, she has turned her face from the world. She has seen no newspapers, no television. She has not listened to the radio. On the day I told her husband had been elected senator, she prayed for his wisdom and courage. On the day I told her he'd been shot, she prayed for his recovery. Other than that, she has never mentioned his name. She's left him behind with the rest of the world. I doubt she would even recognize a photo of him. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Then why are you here?
Sister, you're not going to beat me at this. I'll get a court order, a federal bench warrant.
Harriet Fallon has taken a vow of silence. Your order's no good, unless you can prove she's material to your case. Church and state, remember?
What about when she first came here, before she took a vow of silence? She told you something, didn't she? Something about him. What did she say? Something that can't be spoken? What was it? What was it, sister? What did she say? What? What?
You still worried about that Eastman thing?
No, I just don't like being watched. Is that them?
Yep.
David, tell me the truth. Did you really get a lead on the man who shot Martinez? How?
Surveillance, informants, we got ways.
Is that the truth, or are you just trying to reassure me?
Look, Sally, I've already told you... Damn, I don't know my piece.
Hey.
Great.
¿Y cómo está nuestro amigo viejo?
Muy bien, está esperándote.
Friends of yours?
Just in case we were followed. Let's go.
You're a piece of work.
In the end, there is no winning and no losing. There are only battles and women who cry over the graves. And so it goes for centuries.
Senor Ramirez, would the Ortega regime send someone to America to kill Martinez?
No, never. Ortega wishes to appear a statesman. He believes that if he can win the war in the American press, in time he will win the war in the jungle.
Then who ordered Martinez's death?
Simple people are the prey of all men who lust for power.
But who?
The lust for power is like a dark beast. The more it is fed, the larger it grows, and the larger grows its appetite. Those who have some power hunger for more, and those who have most are insatiable.
But who? Who are they?
Young men, can you also not see? Now, you must excuse me.
Gracias, Colonel.
So, you are still beautiful, La Putita. Remember me to Senator Fallon. Vaya con Dios.
Will the driver meeting Mr. Littlefield please report to the arrivals area? Mr. Littlefield's driver to the arrivals area, please.
Jerry, over here.
Paging Mr. Nick Mancuso. Mr. Nick Mancuso to the VIP lounge, please.
Gotta go.
Are you Mr. Mancuso?
Yes.
From the FBI.
Yes, sister.
I'm not a sister. I'm Harriet Fallon.
I'm really grateful you're willing to see me.
Please do not engage me in conversation. And do not attempt to see my face. The man who came on Wednesday said he was from the Secret Service. Is that the same as the FBI?
No.
Mother Superior sent him away. She said that you threatened to get a court order to question me. Can you do that?
If I have to.
Mother Superior said I may speak to you about my husband if I wish. She told me he might become Vice President of the United States.
Possible.
I do not think my husband should be Vice President. My husband's a very unhappy man.
Mrs. Fallon, the main thing...
Terry Fallon could have had any girl in Houston. When he chose me, I couldn't understand it. When we married, my parents sent us to Palm Beach for a honeymoon. I was a virgin. On our wedding night, he raped and sodomized me. My arms and legs were so badly beaten and bruised that I couldn't walk on the beach. Second night, he did it again. He stuffed my brassiere into my mouth to stifle my crying. Even so, the assistant manager came to the room. After we got home, he brutalized me 3 or 4 times a week. He would tie my ankles to my wrists, put adhesive tape over my mouth, and assault me until I fainted. He battered my face and blackened my eyes until I couldn't walk out on the street. Then one night, he invited a friend over for dinner. I realized that he intended for me to have sex with both of them. At first, I wasn't sure what it was he wanted me to do. I couldn't believe that women did such things. Then he showed me these. When I saw those photographs, I became hysterical. That only seemed to arouse them more. They
tied me up and used me. Hour after hour, all night long. It went on for weeks. In the end, he called for a priest to come to the house when he had left us alone, and I confessed. The priest wouldn't believe me. I had to go and get the photographs and show him. When I showed him the photographs and my bruises, he went to Terry and begged for him to take counseling. Terry refused. But he agreed to let me come here where they take a vow of silence. After 2 years, the court made Terry executor of my estate. I kept the photographs. Now, will you kindly go back to Washington and let me be?
Yes.
Mr. Mancuso, if you see Terry, would you tell him I forgive him?
No.
You got any idea what the old man was talking about?
Evil?
What evil?
The lust for power? You see it every day in Washington. It's not pretty.
Fallon's got it. You think he's pretty?
Terry's different. There's a lot of things more important to him than power. Friendship, honor, loyalty.
Being married to a crazy wife?
Maybe he believes in keeping his promises.
Maybe he still loves her.
David, what is it? What's wrong?
Why does he have such a hold on you? He calls, you jump. I watched you. He's the most important thing in your life, but he's not half the man you make him out to be.
That's enough, David. You're jealous.
All the things I told you. You get anything you want, don't you?
Don't be mean to me.
What about the kiss? What was that?
That kiss was real.
Ramirez acted like he was afraid of you.
He's an old man. Haunted by bad dreams.
What was that name he called you? La Putita?
Just a nickname they gave me in Central America.
What does it mean? What?
It means little whore.
It's right around back.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is Chris Van Allen.
That's how you answer Terry's private line? What happened to hello, this is Senator Fallon's office?
It was Terry's idea.
Let me talk to him, please.
He's not here.
Where is he?
Out.
Out where? Chris, am I pulling teeth or what?
Well, as a matter of fact, he's meeting with the president at 10 o'clock.
But I didn't... Damn it, Chris, why didn't you call me?
Terry said to tell no one.
Since when do you and Terry have secrets from me?
You and I have secrets from Terry.
What are you talking about?
Sally. I told Terry you went to see the FBI man instead of going to the press club.
Why?
Sally, honey, did you happen to see the evening news?
No, I just got back from...
It's a shame. Terry wants you to catch the late news before you call us again.
Chris, stop toying with me. Is there going to be an announcement?
Sally, just do as you're told.
Chris?
Well, Terry? May I call you Terry? Of course. Prospect is that we may have a chance to work together. I thought it might be wise if we shared some ideas.
I'd like that very much, sir.
You know, a lot of people say that you're just an ambitious young man who seized on a happenstance and wants to ride it into the White House. Is that true?
Mr. President, we are all ambitious. None of us would be here in Washington in any of these jobs if we were not driven by a passion to succeed. Now, some have made it on conniving and double dealing, but others have made it on merit, and I think you're one of those, and I've always admired you for that.
Thank you, Terry.
But as for what you call happenstance, well, events chose me. Fate marked the place, but I was ambitious, and I was there. And I was lucky enough to survive. Now, I can't apologize for that.
Fate?
Yes, sir.
You believe in fate?
Yes, I believe in fate, and I believe in destiny. I can't be embarrassed that I've been chosen.
Well, if it's true, there's no reason to be embarrassed. If you were offered the vice presidential nomination, would you accept it?
No.
Well, that's straightforward enough. May I ask why?
Because you failed. You've lost the war in Nicaragua, or at least you're losing it. But it's not just the war for Nicaragua. It's the first battle in the war for the Americas.
War for the Americas?
Mr. President, I'm sure you know the old saying, those who do not study history are condemned to repeat it. I take my lesson from the Second World War and the Russian domination of Eastern Europe in its aftermath. Hitler wanted to set Germany über alles, to enslave all of the nations in his hemisphere. Now, our banks and our jingoists would have America do the same in this hemisphere. It's wrong. It's dangerous and it's wrong. Hitler shipped indigenous populations all over the map of Europe. He murdered entire armies of prisoners of war, and he created the Holocaust to eradicate the Jews.
It was an obscene chapter in history.
That work sapped Germany's strength.
What?
Stalin didn't make that mistake. He armed the nations he conquered, and they became his bulwark against the West.
I'm afraid I don't really understand you, Senator.
I am saying use Grenada as our template. Armed intervention, Mr. President, that is the policy that will win the war for the Americas. The great international questions of our generation are not going to be settled at the conference table. No. They're going to be settled in the streets with steel.
Surely you don't believe that.
Mr. President, I believe it, as I believe in the changing of the seasons. I say begin a massive arms and training program among our allies in Latin America. Build their armies, as the Soviets did the Poles and the East Germans. Deploy crack units throughout the world, as they did with the Cubans.
And America would be an armed camp.
Exactly. I know you don't agree with me, Mr. President. That's because you don't have the spine to lead the free world to victory. You're a decent man, but you're in the wrong job. And I hope you have the presence of mind to step aside and make way for the coming of the future. I think that's all I have to say, Mr. President. I hope you think about what I said. Good night.
Just saw Fallon out in the hallway. How did it go?
Badly. Young Senator Fallon is a militarist. He's a damn fascist. He just nominated Joe Stalin Man of the Year.
Well, I see we're going to have to give Senator Fallon a little help with his keynote speech.
Do you think I'd give him a national TV forum to spout his nonsense? Forget it, Lou. Anyway, he doesn't want to be vice president.
Of course he does.
No, he wants to be president.
In 4 years.
No, not in 4 years. January.
Terry Fallon sat in this office and said he was prepared to take you on at the convention.
No. He wants me to step aside to make way for the coming of the future.
Sam, he was pulling your leg.
He was in earnest. How in the hell does a young man like that, a dangerous young man like that, come so close to a nomination for national office?
Charisma.
Yeah, television. 30 seconds with a smile and a shoe shine, and he's within hailing distance of the ultimate power. Boy, he had me fooled. Until tonight. I thought he was just a promising young politician who needed seasoning. He is a demagogue, Lou. Gotta be stopped.
Not stopped, Sam. Housebroken.
What do you mean?
Terry Fallon knows the television created him. He knows that television can destroy him. I've got something on him, Sam. Something about him and his little blonde press girl. Leave it to me. I'll teach Mr. Fallon to heal.
You talking blackmail?
Think of it as the 11th commandment. Those who live by the tube shall die by the tube.
Trying to reach you all week. Damn it! Where's my 100,000?
Don't hang up. Your cover's been blown. He sold you out. The FBI is on the way.
Please freeze!
Hey, stop it.
Frisco.
He's got a gun.
Damn, FBI. Nick Mancuso. I got a warrant for the guy in cabin 26.
Yeah, so do we. Give him back his gun. Sorry, buddy. Now take a hike.
What the hell I will. Who's running this playground?
Back there behind the pickup.
Hey, you the guy running this show?
Yeah, who the hell are you?
Mancuso, FBI. I got a warrant for the guy in cabin 26.
So do we. Just stay out of the way.
We're set. When do we jump? Over?
Damn it, I want him alive.
Let's go. Move in.
White! Style! Damn it! All units open fire!
this guy? Some kind of terrorist?
A social undesirable.
Listen, he killed 4 of my men.
Like I said, not a nice person. What started this?
Tip.
From who?
Anonymous.
Yeah, sure.
We're on the 7:30 flight tomorrow.
Come on in.
Thanks. What's all this?
Celebration. Terry met with the president tonight.
Guess that means he's going to be vice president.
Well, he wants me to watch the late news. That could mean an announcement.
Good evening.
It's on.
I'm Jack Bleckner, and this is WNTW News at 11. All of Washington is in an uproar tonight over demands by Vice President Eastman that Congress investigate the assassination of Nicaraguan Contra leader Octavio Martinez.
I am demanding that Congress investigate the foot-dragging, inadequate, and unconscionable way in which the Baker administration has obstructed the investigation of this terrible crime.
What a fool.
Eastman also alleged that an agent of the United States Secret Service was shot to death while pursuing the investigation. District of Columbia Police have released this sketch of a woman seen with the Secret Service agent a few minutes before his death. She is described as blonde, in her early 20s, 5 feet 8 inches tall, probably a prostitute. While there has been no official comment from the Baker White House, the
What am I
reaction
going to do?
on Capitol Hill indicates that even
God.
President Savagely. Vice President's stunning allegations.
National Airport, lower level arrivals area, 3 minutes. All transfer passengers for Washington National Airport proceed to the lower level arrivals area, please. What? I can't be attention. Begin boarding flight 931.
Sally, wait. Don't panic. Listen to this. Listen to this. The waiter who served the couple described the woman as in her early 20s, wearing a yellow sundress and a white sweater. See that? Early 20s. Think about it. Looking for a 20-year-old prostitute in Washington is like looking for hay in a haystack. They'll keep the D.C. cops busy for a month, and they'll love the work. How many people in Washington knew what you looked like in your early 20s?
One.
Who?
Terry Fallon.
Well, if he doesn't talk, you're safe. Just stay out of circulation for a while. In a week, there'll be a new crime, a new sensation. Everybody will forget.
I can't do that. We go to the convention in 3 days.
Okay, then, please, be careful.
All right. Now let me go. I gotta get to work.
I'll see you.
David, is that really such a good idea?
Sally,
Please. Not right now. Let me go.
Yeah? Where the hell have you been? You missed me. Sweet. I went to Baltimore to see a friend.
Ross C. Ramirez?
Hey, what do I look like? The Funking Wagnall's Encyclopedia?
You know, I wish I had a way to bust you and your pension together.
You know, I believe you.
5 days on this thing. You guys ain't got squat. Started chasing some age thing that wasn't there. You find an army doctor and his family massacred, and you get yourselves arrested. Then your buddy Ross wastes a lot of taxpayers' money chasing some skirt around Miami. 3 days to the convention. You two are no closer to the guy who shot Martinez than I am.
Right now, you're closer to him than I am.
What are you talking?
In the wastebasket, Peterson. There lies a crispy critter.
Two SWAT suspected terrorists die in Southside shootout. How do you know this was Peterson?
I went, I saw, I kissed him goodbye.
You were in on this. Oh, for crying out loud.
You know, you keep doing that, your mother's gonna spank you.
Get the hell out of here. Get me Brenner at the White House.
Peterson was killed last night by a Baltimore SWAT team.
Oh, my God. Do you have a positive identification? Is there any possibility of error?
Henry?
Our agents viewed the body in the morgue. We'll have to check dental records.
And the rifle. What about the rifle?
Well, it's the same type of weapon used in the assassination. I ordered ballistic.
What's your sense of it, Henry? What's your assessment?
It's him. And the gun. The case is made.
Ta-da.
Wait a minute. Something's bothering you. What is it?
There is no way our agent could have found Peterson.
But he did, didn't he?
He must have had a tip from someone who knew our agent's name and how to reach him.
Well, I think it's results that count here. The plain fact.
Hold it. What do you make of that?
Whoever hired Peterson is in this government or has ties to it.
Rubbish. You have no reason to...
I want you to find out where that tip came from, Henry, and do it today. Talk to that agent today.
Let me talk to him. I'll get it out of him.
All right, Lou. But do it today. Thanks, Henry.
Yes, sir.
This changes nothing. There are a million ways that information could have reached the FBI.
Lou, why did you alter the autopsy report on Colonel Martinez?
Well, I thought for humanitarian reasons we...
O'Brien tells me that Martinez was poisoned, injected with the AIDS virus.
That dumb flatfoot. If he starts spreading a crazy story like that...
Was he poisoned with AIDS?
Sam, let me explain something about Martinez. He was a cipher. An asterisk. A footnote in a sideshow war. Sam, the main event isn't in Nicaragua. It's here in this country, in this election, and we can't wait for the ducks to line up and be counted. We have to act. We have to hit Dan Eastman so hard he never gets up again. And we have to do it now. The clock is ticking, Sam.
What are you proposing?
Maximum shock value. A live press conference in prime time tonight. All 3 networks and no leaks. The press will think you're going to beat your breast and do a mea culpa, and then you cold cock them. Well, hell, we'll even have the FBI guy stand up and take a bow. We're holding all the aces again, Sam.
You're a killer, Wilson. I always said that.
Be brief, Nick. It's hot.
I visited your friend Peterson last night.
Yeah? Where?
Baltimore City Morgue.
Who got him?
Swats. Made beef jerky out of him.
Oh, he was a mean SOB. Had to end that way.
Hey, let me have one of those.
You want one of these?
Yeah. Peterson a good shot?
The best.
As good as you?
Ah, Nick, nobody shoots like a guy who kills for a living.
Fuck him his head here.
You shoot like my grandmother.
I'm a thinker, not a hitter. You know, I was on my way to Peterson's cabin, and he gets a phone call. 2 SWATs go in instead of me. They get blown away.
That right?
You set me up.
Come on, Nick. I just have 5 months to go, and then I'm a motel owner in Vero Beach. I'm just trying to make it through like everybody else in this racket, just trying to get over the goal line.
Who sent the SWATs in?
Somebody else must have known you were on the way. If I were you, I'd try to find out who that somebody was. Nick, I hate doing that kind of stuff to a friend.
I don't have any friends.
Well, it's nice of you to bring me the good news about Peterson, Lou. And yet, why do I feel this is more than a courtesy call?
Well, yeah, Bill, there is one other minor problem.
How minor?
The FBI.
Let's talk about the FBI, Lou. About those 2 clowns you wanted me to kill.
Are they dead?
Not yet. We tried for Ross in Miami, and guess what, Lou? He was under FBI surveillance.
Really?
Really. And Wilson set up Mancuso, and somehow a SWAT team got in the way. Now, what do you make of that, Lou?
I don't. And anyway, Mancuso and Ross aren't the burning issue here.
Oh? And what is?
Baker found out Martinez was poisoned with AIDS. And if he can't close the Martinez case, he'll be forced to let O'Brien press the AIDS investigation.
What the hell do we do?
Simple. Get unimpeachable evidence that Ortega and the communists hired Peterson, supplied him with weapons, and sent him here to murder Martinez. That'll close the Martinez case, and I can sweep the AIDS thing under some bureaucratic rug forever.
Just get unimpeachable evidence that Ortega hired Peterson. How? How do I do that?
Bill, you persuaded the Chilean people that Allende and socialism are bad for them. Nicaragua's just a little country. I'm sure you can handle it. Now call in your best team and do it. Tonight.
So, what else did he tell you?
Nothing, that's it.
Sally, what have you gotten yourself into?
What do you mean?
The sketch of the woman that the police are looking for is you.
He said he knew me in college. When I realized he was a fake, I told Mancuso and Ross. We went to his hotel, they searched his room, there was a fight.
So, you're an accomplice.
Don't worry, they're looking for a 20-year-old girl.
But Ross and Mancuso, they know
Terry,
everything.
for heaven's sakes. If they admit what they did, they'll lose their jobs and go to jail. I'm safe. Now tell me what you told the president.
Oh, that.
Yes, that. Terry, why are you shutting me out?
Sally, you're not listening to me. I'm telling you that you are in trouble. Your friends at the FBI...
They won't talk. Mancuso's marking his time to retirement, and the boys...
What?
He's in love with me. I'm safe. Don't worry about me.
I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about them using it against me.
How can you be so selfish? My God, all the years I've
All
dedicated...
right. Let's not think about this now.
Then tell me what you said to the president.
Well, I told him I wouldn't accept the number 2 spot.
You did what?
I told him to step aside. Oh, I used that bit you wrote about fate chose the place. You know.
Oh, you stupid, stupid man. Have you any idea, any conception?
Sally, look at the polls. We've been gaining strength every day.
Polls? Don't you realize how polls can change? You can be a nobody like that.
Sally, I want you to go home and get some rest. When I want you here, I'll call you. Do you understand?
Hey, Sally, glad you're back.
Oh, excuse me. Hey, you. Ross is looking for you. Boy, is he in a lather.
Go tell him to change his diaper.
Said he was tapped and tailed all over Miami, and you didn't warn him.
So what?
You were trying to protect him, weren't you? You knew as long as he was being tailed by the Miami zone, he couldn't get hurt.
What is this, Big Brother week?
You're a fake, Mancuso. You love that boy. You love this country. You have the flag tattooed all over your heart. You're just afraid to let anybody know it.
I'd like to get my hands on the guy who gave you dames the vote.
Faker.
Nick, come on. Scott's been calling us every 5 minutes.
What's the big rush?
Word's out you got Peterson single-handed, is that right?
Come on, SWAT's got him. I was just a pedestrian. What'd you get on the bimbo?
Look, Nick, she's not a bimbo. She's in love with this guy Fallon. By her, he can do no wrong.
Yeah, he just likes her wrapped in leather. Did you make it with her?
What's it to you?
Nothing. Did you? So?
Oh, there he is. Super Agent Nick Mancuso.
Read my lips.
Oh, wait a minute, Mancuso. You're invited to the White House, 7 o'clock tonight, to see Mr. Brennan.
Me?
Yeah, they're giving you a presidential citation. You're the hero cop who hunted Peterson to his death. Ain't you, though?
invitation to the White House. What the hell's going on?
Crock, kid. Can't you see that? The whole world's a crock.
Yeah, but if the White House pours a Martinez, they're not
Will
going
you do me a favor?
You got a real funny idea about what partners are, Nick.
And stop jerking yourself around with those tapes.
Look, Nick, I listened to your sad story about how the Bureau gave you the dirty end of the stick, and I'm real sorry that your whole career has been a mistake. And I know you just want to fade off into the sunset. But I want to crack this thing. And I know that there's something in here that we missed that would break it wide open. So if you don't give a damn, at least get out of my face and let me do my job.
You didn't tell anybody we had a line on Peterson, did you? Did you? Excuse me. You got an invitation here, a citation.
Lou Brenner. Come in, Agent. Sit down. Make yourself comfortable. President will see you in a few moments. Drink?
Yeah, bourbon you got.
Splendid piece of police work, tracking Peterson to that motel.
I had a tip.
No false modesty in you, I see. I don't suppose you'd be willing to tell me where you got the tip.
Tell you what, I'll answer that if you answer one for me.
Well, fire away.
Did you order the Army to dose Martinez with AIDS, or was it the CIA?
What did you say?
Did you send the SWAT team that burned Peterson? You put the Secret Service on to Fallon. Only the executive branch can do that.
There are two wings to the executive branch.
Yeah. Good bourbon.
Well, I say I underestimated you, Agent. I see you're a businessman. A man who wants something and thinks he has something to trade. So what do you hope to get out of this?
An obituary for Martinez.
All right, I'll give you an obituary for Martinez. Colonel Octavio Martinez was a casualty in a war of his own choosing. It was a war he wasn't winning. He was a loser. He got what losers get in war, an early grave.
Who dug it for him? Martinez was no use to you anymore. You were going to give him AIDS and send him home to die. Then you found somebody to replace him, somebody that you had your hooks into.
You're quite a political scientist, Mancuso.
Then Peterson dealt himself in. And what about Beckwith, the doctor, and his wife, and the housekeeper?
You tell me.
Your spooks did that too. Otherwise, the AIDS trick might have come out.
You really believe the government of the United States is capable of a crime like that?
Hey, Mac! You're talking to the guy who put the microphone under Martin Luther King's bed for J. Edgar Hoover!
Mancuso, I misjudged you. I thought you were an opportunist, a man who'd found a secret and was looking for a way to cash it in. Now I realize you're just a fool. Central America, look at it, Mancuso. The whole of South America hangs by that. Hangs by that slender thread. Now, do you think 3 people or 3,000 people make a difference when a continent's at stake? Whoever hired Peterson to shoot Martinez almost cost us all of Latin America.
Who hired him?
I suppose the same people who snuffed him.
Who?
I wish I knew. They do nice work.
I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna puke.
You wouldn't be the first. After you, hero.
Partner's a hero, huh?
Yep, maybe they'll name a sandwich after him.
Are you expecting anybody?
Nope.
Well, she's here.
I thought I'd never see you again.
I'll leave for the convention the day after tomorrow. I thought we could have dinner.
Excuse me.
What? What is it?
Mancuso's on the phone. He said he'd like to talk to you.
Tell him I'm not here. Tell him I went home.
Okay.
What's so damn funny?
I thought we'd get in trouble. I almost didn't come here.
So why did you?
I had to.
Sally, this doesn't make any sense.
I know.
Give me a minute to wrap up here.
What are these?
Shells from the assassination. 6 brass, and the last one painted black.
Gruesome. Why would one be different?
I don't know.
Is it important?
Yeah, I think so. So, where do you want to eat dinner?